How do, gang? That thing's not centered over my head. That's all right. We changed it. And apparently last week, Miss Zippo was watching on her phone. Sir Rooney, how about that? How do? The welcome to live chat, remember to guard your privacy and abide by your community guideline thing, kept popping up on her all throughout the live chat last week. Howdy, Andrew? And Ms. Zippo saying so far so good, so we'll see if they've remedied that issue. They've been doing a lot of changes. Howdy, Mr. Fisher. Doing a lot of changes to YouTube behind the scenes that's been affecting how some things show up here and there. So, how do, Elijah? You got mom in there with you? I feel funny being on the big screen. I think I say that every time you tell me. How do, Eugene? Mr. Sloan, Brother Sloan, how are you, kind sir? It kept popping up and popping up and popping up on Miss Zippo last weekend. Howdy, John. Mr. Miller, how do? I have squirrel moments. I have a window right there. And that's not centered over my head, so I'm going to have to move the R over to where the A is, which is no problem because I just stuck it on there with some command strips like 3 minutes ago. And then it was crooked and I had to straighten it back out real quick. But we're going to do more along here, so how is everybody, and how was everybody's week last week? Howdy, Wild Bill. We didn't have near the rain here that we had been having, so that was a big plus. And what did I get done? Well, we got Clifford done. If any of you saw the video, got the brake line taken care of on Clifford. Determined what the issue was on Sylvester, and it's an easy one. There's a cupped seal and a standard seal. I'm pretty sure my output shaft on the transmission uses a standard seal, but I got both of them just in case. I'll just return the one that I don't need. So, how is everybody? I have to wait on you to type to find out. So how is everybody? Rain-free weekend in New Jersey finally. That's great. Howdy, Bryce. No worries. Only been on for a little over 3.5 minutes. No worries, no worries. We had just a little bit of rain this morning, but other than that, we haven't had any rain for a few days. I think the most that we got was just under 1/2 inch, and I think Ms. Zippo got home to 1/2 inch, and she lives about 20 minutes north of me. I think it's 16, 17 miles north of me. So, Bryce, my friend, do you have your truck yet? And is everything all squared away? You do. Is everything all squared away? It's all good? Two grad parties yesterday and feeling it today. Not the drinking. Sunburnt. Less than 1/4 inch of rain. In Winchester, is that right, Dave? I'm a little tired. Ms. Zippo and I just laid around the house and we didn't do much. We just watched movies today. I don't know why I'm tired. It's been a gray day. Farmland. Okay, David. Yeah. Howdy, Six Banger. What's going on? And Wild Bill, did I say hi? Howdy, Wild Bill. Tick Man. There is Tom, everybody. The party can start. Raining up there. We were just talking about the rain. Couple places near me. Let's see. We got farmland, got less than a quarter inch. We got up in the Eaton area, got around a half inch, and what I had here didn't even register on the rain gauge. Garden's in, and it's doing good for anybody who's not seen the tilling video. Usually my plants will wither when I first put them in. Didn't even have that. They all just stayed perky, which pretty good sign. Any new toys for Lisa or I? Not yet, Tim. We're going to lean one direction first. If that doesn't work, then there will be a new two-wheel toy in the garage. A groundhog in the garden. Get him out of there. Set a live trap or something for him. Relocate him. Last year I had a whopping 3 tomatoes come off my plants. I won't get into that again, but the rabbits were eating my tomato plants. I've never had them eat my tomato plants before, so I've been keeping a close eye. I have 12 pineapple and 4 mortgage busters in, 2 sweet pepper plants, and 8 summer squash and 8 zucchini. Got neighbors that love to make zucchini bread, and I love zucchini bread, so I supply them with the zucchini, and I get zucchini bread. So everybody's kind of quiet. Bryce was the yes sir. Oh wow, all 25 plants of broccoli. That's a big garden, Six Banger. So Bryce, you that was what you were answering? Yeah, those, Tim. I would much rather not have to reduce the rabbit population. Crash and Mower Freak, how do? We had a lazy day today, Miss Zippo and I did. So yeah. Hey, Dave made it again. How about that? Yeah, Dave, they're over-engineered out of substandard materials. The lawn mowers are. So yeah, I can't tell you how many 20, 25-year-old riding mowers I've had, John Deere riding mowers, that the frames actually crack and break where the engines mount, and it just lifts. The engine just winds up lifting out and flopping around. Pretty much have to, the frames crack, and you just have all kinds of issues with them. Especially like the John Deere Sabres, they're box store. It's box store stuff, and box store items are not meant to last past their warranty. It's sad. You keep fighting the Sabres, or just hoard a bunch of good parts and find you a decent AYP built machine that you can fit the engines in, possibly the hydros. Just a suggestion. Justin the Tractor Kid, how do? And your dad is coming. Awesome. Is it dinner time again there? Oh, that's not good, Mower Freak. I hope everything, did it blow or just go flat? Yeah, be careful about stuff like that. That can make for a really, really bad day. ACB1, way to go, Tom. Can't beat them. They started making them in 63. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, six banger, unfortunately it is. There's Mike the Tractor Guy. How do, how do? Had to wait for the slow PC to boot up. That's all right. I assume your son's either using a tablet or his phone. And just finished dinner. Right on, right on. Blew a hole in the sidewall. Ouch. Were you able to keep it under control and get it off the side of the road, I hope? Howdy, Jeremy. You made it. Right on, right on. Thank you, Bryce, very much. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Phone, yep. And when you get to be our age, Justin, like your dad and I, we're old school. We get on the computer for the most part. But and to Miss Zippo's credit, she's on her phone. She uses her phone to tune in. She uses her phone for just about everything. And I'm the opposite. I use my computer for most everything. You're getting ready to slow down to pull into a gas station. So, yeah. Oh, fortunate there. Did you have a good spare, hopefully? Or did you have to wait on a tire? Like a tractor guy picked up another toy today, Cub Pit 104 for $100. Wow, no, you can't say no for that. That's for sure. That's what, three or four Cubs now. See, you keep buying these Cubs, it's keeping you, it's keeping you from putting the time into putting those parts on your simplicities and Alice's. Oh no, bummer. Yeah, that's true, Justin. Um, Give me just a second. I've got a really neat keyboard you can have your dad get you. It's a Bluetooth keyboard, and it turns your phone into a tablet. Hang on, I'll show you. Give me a second. I'll be right back. It's right here. I have a phone too far away. I got it. I use it with my tablets when I'm using my borescope and stuff like that. It's the Logitech, and you can connect up to 3 different devices at the same time. And it's the K480. It's just awesome. I've got it hooked up to my phone, my tablet, and this computer here. But being able to hook 3 things up at one time, it's the same way with my Logitech MX Master. That is if you have, see with that keyboard, you don't have to have a dongle or anything. Do you need a better look at it? Howdy, Boneyard. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's frustrating, Dave. And Craftsman, at least you were safe. I'm glad that you were safe. That's the biggest thing. Is this driving anybody else nuts? This being over here. Sensation lawnmowers. No, I can't say as I have. Like the tractor guy, I have 4 Cubs now: an A124, A127, A104, and a GT2 2554. Well, you've got the same one that I got for Miss Zippo. Ish. Andrew, look for a machine shop in your area that'll redo your cylinder on your Model 14. Needing to bore it oversized. I like it. I just don't like that it's not centered. It's the new one. Miss Zippo, are you having that little banner problem again? Boneyard will be uploading a video later. Your Yamaha's V passenger floorboards that you had to fabricate. Boneyard, I need help sourcing parts for mine. I think I mentioned that on another video. Good. I'm glad, Miss Zippo. What I think about Bolins depends on the age of them. The older full frame Bolins I like. The round tube frames are quite collectible. They're pretty stout machines. Anything made the 1970s on back, typically they're going to be a good machine. Even the MTDs made back in that time were really good machines. Justin. Yeah, no, it's right there. But I am going to see about getting new decals made of that. Looking to get your dad wants like $300 difference from the bottom model to top end that comes with a 20-horse Intech twin. Getting your dad one what, Bryce? I'm sorry, did I miss something? Is a Troy built? No, 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 no. Bryce, no, and I'm sure Mike Tractor Guy would agree with me. It's an MTD. Find an AYP or a Husqvarna. Like I say, I'm sure that Mike would agree with me. Oh, wow, okay. Gotcha, Mike. Well, Grinchy made it, guys. Wayne Cherry, Mr. Grinchy. He and I've been friends for years and years and years. Okay, the best way to figure out what's what, a Poulon Pro will be an AYP, which is Husqvarna AYP. If you're curious, Bryce, send pictures of the model number to me before you buy anything. Typically under the hood or under the seat, you'll find the model tag on the seat pins. And you're going to fab them on. I think I've got a set of, because Boneyard, yeah, we know that the bracket is what the foot peg actually mounts to. It's kind of a hokey design. So yeah, I know the kind of fabrication you need to do. I have a set of passenger floorboards. They're just flip down style that you would be able to just toss on a Harley. I'm going to need to fabricate brackets to mount those for Miss Zippo, but I want her to have floorboards as well. She's spoiled with the ones on Smoky. Yeah, the things I'm looking for, Boneyard, are the proper front windshield for the model. I'd like to get hard bags, Yamaha hard bags, but if not, a good set of rigid leather bags, and love to find a tour pack backrest with a trunk, but I may have to settle for just a sissy bar. We'll have to see. Let me get caught up. Six Bangers got 5 of them. 650, two 1050s, and a GT and a G10 and a 1456 hydrostatic, also a 72 series Cub. You've got a big collection, Six Banger. Justin, when you joined the chat, you guys were talking about how John Deere Sabres series sucks. Those are not real John Deere. Yeah, we know. Yeah, exactly. Anything that you find at a box store is just badged as a John Deere. Most generally, they're MTDs. If the model starts with a 917, it's an AYP. 247, it's an MTD. There you go, Bryce. That's the way you can tell. yourself, just remember that the 917 is the AYP. That's the brand you want. Sir Rooney, yes sir, ask that question. Quick question, that Vanguard you put on your brother's snapper seems like it's firing on only one cylinder, didn't do a vid on it, diodes and that thing. Yes, ignition system, diodes. It's only $11 for a new ignition wire. Easiest way to test that is put an inline spark tester in each inline spark tester on each plug wire and each plug. Start the engine at idle and compare the flashes on either side. If one side's flashing a lot faster than the other side, then you have a bad diode. And it is visible. I think I showed it on a video one time. I may not have, but I've shown other people, and it's discernible, you can tell. So yeah, it's just the diode wire. And you can go to the Briggs site, put your numbers in, and get the individual parts list manual directly from Briggs & Stratton server. Crash and Mower Freak, check for magnetos. Those go on the V-twins too. Yeah, that's why I said Crash and Mower Freak to do that test that I suggested to do is so that you can see if the coil is firing or not. If you've got zero fire over there, make sure you've got good spark plugs. Try the test again with 2 test lights. If you still have no fire, bad coil and or bad diode wire and bad coil. Magnetron type. Just in the tractor kid. Terry's in the room. WTBM 123. Cool. He's my cool commenter. I've got quite a bit of junk too. I got rid of a lot. Wild Bill. Zippo is the downdraft on a newer 8-horse Briggs & Stratton horizontal, similar to the old ones. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. It is the same carburetor. Same size venturi. Should be a 3-bolt, 3-screw carburetor, just 3 screws holding the fuel bowl to the body of the carburetor. How do you do, Bill? Hey. Did I get my wood cut yet? No. Nope. I just posted the video that I didn't get it. Yeah, I've had those diodes go bad on me 3 different times. 3 different Vanguard, or 3 different Vanguards. And 1 Kohler. I had 1 Kohler diode, set of diode wires go bad too. Thank you, Six Banger. I appreciate it very, very much. I've just realized, guys, you guys know that I've been doing the live stream for over a year. My, how time flies. I didn't realize it'd been over a year. Is there a color code for the 64 Landlord? Bill, answer to your question is Duplicolor DE1067 1067. That is your paint code. Do not get or 1607, I'm sorry, 1607. Do not get the 1620, it's too pumpkin. It is the exact same color as Chevy engine enamel orange. DE1607 by Duplicolor. Exact match. No problem, Sir Rooney. Boneyard, you were looking for a tour pack also. They're hard to come by. Yeah, Boneyard, I found universal tour packs that mount on the luggage rack. I may go that route because they're not very expensive, but I want it to be rigid enough that Ms. Zippo's not going to feel like she can't lean against it. So we'll see. We're just going to have to play that one by ear. I'd only be out. I mean, you get what you pay for, about $100 for it. But if the tour pack works out and gives us more storage room, I may go for it. How long will the points last in Ugly Alice? Forever. Okay, Tim, I'll check those out. Thank you. Points will last forever so long as nothing crazy happens. Like if it takes a drink in a pond or salt water. But sometimes you'll get, if an engine's been sitting for a long time, you'll get a really thin film coating over the points. A lot of people say, don't grind points. Grind the points. I usually take 600 or 800 grit emery paper, will be used for wet sanding a vehicle's paint. I stick them in there and I roll the engine over till the points close and I drag it through until the paper comes out clean. I keep changing the position on it. Yeah, and it's an enamel, Justin, so it lasts a long, long time. I got rid of 6 of my junkers, Mower Freak. I got tired of having them laying around. So all I've got left out there now is an older Craftsman square body with a real decent Kohler single and my B10. That's all that's sitting out there right now, just 2. When I had a boatload of them, got rid of everything. I did keep the Onan engine, the twin, out of that MTD. Ed, could it hurt a Briggs 11 horsepower to turn off the gas and let it stall every time? No, it will help it, Ed. It will absolutely help it. Do that. I'm a big proponent of running the carb out of fuel, especially with ethanol these days, because ethanol is the death of a lot of carburetors. The most frequent repair I make is on carburetors that have that ethanol gas in it. Glenn, you lost the paper. You had the info for the mulching blades for the 7116. You're talking about the Gator blades, Glenn? Mike, the tractor guy, you painted your 725 Simplicity with a zip. Yeah, it's great paint. Great paint. Jeremy, where is the charging diode for MTD 12 horse Briggs? It won't have one. Not a charging diode. Well, all right, let me back up on that, Jeremy. There are a number of different alternator and stator types available over a broad spectrum of years with Briggs & Stratton. Some are AC that are rectified into DC with an external modulator mounted to the outside. There are diodes in that, but it all depends on what you've got in the way of a wire or wires coming out of from underneath your flywheel. Like a red and white wire means one thing, just a red wire means another, a yellow means another. There's a wide variety of stators and alternator types that were used. You can go to Briggs & Stratton and download a listing of their types of stators and alternators that were used and their associated pieces like the regulator rectifiers to determine what kind of charging system you have in yours. Let me scroll a little bit. Points will burn. Okay, hang on. Charging diode. Okay, good. Thanks, Mike. Craftsman Freak drugged 7 junkers in the past 2 days. I have the room to do that, but it drives me bonkers. Bryce. So points don't burn. Yes, points will burn if they're left energized. When you're talking about a Briggs engine that has a magneto or magnetron, a non-battery ignition, if the engine shuts down and the points are closed, they're not energized until you go to start the engine again, and the flywheel has to go around and produce the charge that goes through the points and the condenser and everything to deliver to the spark plug. A battery ignition set of points, if you leave the ignition on, in other words, battery power going to the coil and the points happen to close, they will weld together. So to say the points won't do it, I can't say that. On the Briggs, they won't if they have their original spark system in them. Hope that answers that. Crash and Motor Freak. Points burn up if you leave the key on or if condenser goes. Yeah, Crash and Motor Freak, as I said, if you agree with me, that's only on a battery coil engine. In the great state of Haha, Illinois, Sir Wild Bill. 720, what's up? You thought you'd stop by and say hi, but you got to go to sleep, got to wake up. Oh, wow. All right. 720, thank you very, very much for stopping in. I appreciate it. You be safe and take care. Have a good week at work. Boycott ethanol. Oh, I'll tell you, after I tell somebody twice about ethanol, if they bring it back a third time, I tell them ahead of time. If I get it back for ethanol problems again, because I've told you a number of times, I am charging you double. I just tell them straight up. I'll keep fixing it, but I'm going to charge you double. And sometimes that doesn't even work. Good deal, Six Banger. It's a lot better than scrap. A lot better than scrap. I was afraid that it would end up going by the wayside and getting scrapped. There are very, very valuable, not money-wise valuable, but to us collectors, valuable parts on those tractors. So, guys, I had planned on cutting it at 30 minutes. The reason is twofold. One, that way I can keep you guys' interest. I'll finish up what's going on in the comments here. And also, Miss Zippo is taking classes right now for work, so I want to be sure to get her back to doing the classes this evening, so she can get a couple more lessons done. So, hang on just a minute. Send me pictures of the sensational lawnmower that you picked up and it runs. Okay, awesome, Tim. Thank you. Justin Tractor. This is the last Sunday of me having to go to bed after the stream. Zip. School's out Thursday. Yay! School's been out here for week and a half-ish, a week. Terry says, good points of condenser will last a long time if kept dry, but some cheap points don't last. Exactly right. Crash and Motor Freak. Yep, when I wasn't using your noggin full, I was on a cooler mode. Yeah, you'll burn them up in that. And, yep. Wow, Bill. I'm going to cut it after I get done with the current current comment by Six Banger. 2 Sears garden tractors that I can have, no motors, both have decks. Sears with the high-low, I'm assuming. That might be interesting. Mike Tractor Guy. We'll see about that. Summer school, perhaps. Dad, you and I are going to rumble after the stream. Up this way, Bill, Rooney Sears. Yeah, Rooney Sears, he's a big Sears collector. So, Wild Bill, if you two are close, that's perfectly fine if you want to give them to Sir Rooney. Like the Tractor Guy is worried now. Did he say, he said Sears, Terry. He said Sears. I hope everybody has a great week, just as Ms. Zippo said. Shawano, Wisconsin. He sure did, Terry. That's why I couldn't sell it to be scrapped. Okay. All right, guys. One last question by Hardy Manful. Hey, Zippo, got a question about a clutch assembly mid-PTO on a Serenity Simplicity Landlord 725. What angle is the lever arm supposed to be at? Mid-PTO. Okay, there's a specific adjustment for it, Hardy, and it is in the manual. I can send you the manual, but you need to find me on Facebook, on my homepage for YouTube, on my banner, on my home screen. Bottom right corner of that banner is a link to my Facebook page. Please go there and message me, and I will send you the manual that will show you how to adjust your mid-PTO. And gang, thank you very, very much. I'm going to head out. We probably won't see me next weekend. It is Father's Day. I want all you dads to Have a wonderful Father's Day next weekend. If I happen to show up, great. But I just want to let you know I'm probably going to give you guys an out next Sunday. So, all right. I love y'all. Y'all have a good one. Ms. Zippo already said good night. I will talk to all of you guys on the next video. I promise. Later. I'm out of here.